Hello, everyone. So I saw this tweet, and it really resonated with me, and I decided let me talk about it. Part as I go on, part of the things I'm definitely going to talk about are issues of governance. One of the things that we must understand is that we cannot afford to not be part of governance. So, according to Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, there are two sides of governance, right? There is the supply side of governance and also the demand side of governance. Those that are voted into office are the ones that are supposed to supply, and then those that vote them for them to get into office are supposed to make demands. And so, usually, when people see citizens making demands on government, they always think that, oh, they are troublemakers, they are people who are just looking for trouble, who don't know what to do or any of such thing. That's totally wrong. And so it's very important for citizens to be able to occupy their office of the citizen and make demands on those that they have voted for. The office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. The office of the president is the highest political office in the land. So that means the office of the citizen is higher than the office of the president. And any government derives its power from the citizen. And when you talk about legitimacy and acceptance, until and unless the people legitimately accept a government, it doesn't feel as much in power. And that's the reason why we see the illegitimate president that we have, the one that rigged his way into office, so desperately looking for those congratulatory messages and almost like fishing for it because they want to, that legitimacy issue it's a very big issue. And so on this channel, I'll talk about a lot of governance issues. I'm really thinking about starting something where maybe once a day we just focus on nation building, because at the end of the day, for us to have a country that truly works for us, we must be ready to put in the work. And I tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy work, and it's not quick work. There's no quick fix when it comes to nation building. Everybody has to put in their time. Sometimes it looks absolutely crazy. It's almost like unbelievable what you're doing. Can't it almost as if you're delusional that what you think you're fighting for can never happen. And it happens. And when it happens, you just be like, oh, some people just sit there, oh, something that just came on, it happened. No, it took a lot of years. People working, people not giving up, people talking on the issue for that to actually be a reality. History is actually very slow when you're living it. And of course, we've had situations whereby people just want to say, oh, they want to just put in the work and short-term work and they just get the result. It doesn't come that way. It's not that easy. It's actually a marathon. It's not a sprint. A sprint, you can do it. I mean, most sprints, 100 meters, I think they do it in less than 10 seconds or something like that, and they win. It's a sprint. But a marathon, you're probably thinking about more in terms of hours. And so that's what it is. When it comes to nation building, we must always remember that it's actually a marathon, and that is not a sprint, and that we must just continuously put in whatever we want to do. And most importantly is for us not focus on the result. In everything that I do in life, and also when it comes to the issue of governance and the issue of nation building, I always think the result doesn't matter, because the result is not in my control. What is in my control is the effort. So I will put in the effort. If I've done something and I've not gotten the result that I'm going to do, so I go back to my effort and say, okay, what should I have done to have gotten the result that I desire? What are the things that I should have done better? So my effort is in my control, and so I get to a say in how it's done. But the outcome, it's I have my expected outcomes, I have my desired outcome, I want the things that, but they are not in my control. And so it's always going back to that focus on the effort. So I will call on everybody to, like, please focus on the effort. Whatever you do, forget what you did yesterday. Yesterday died last night. Oh, I put in so much effort. 2023 election, I put in this, I put in that, and at the end of the day, they rigged the election. Fine. What can we do to ensure they don't rig the way they rigged this time? They don't get to rig again. That's what the effort should be on. That's what should be focused on. Oh, I did this, I did that, I put this, I put that. There's something, I think it's Jim Rohn that said, if what you did yesterday is still looking big to you today, that means you're not doing enough. I mean, it's over a decade and a half that I that I first read of that saying, and it stuck with me at every time. To the extent I don't think about what I've done yesterday to say, oh, I did this, I did that, I was part. No, yesterday, that, last night. It's today. What am I doing today? What effort am I putting in? What result is it yielding? And I'll round up here by saying to anyone that is listening to me right now, watching me right now, you see what happened in 2023, the 2023 election, where by 2022, citizens were motivated, citizens were galvanized, citizens wanted to participate, they put in their effort, they did the things they were going to do. You saw citizens bringing in their money, using their money for campaign, not waiting for candidates, going to all places. Someone might just think that, oh, that's a random thing. That's not a random thing. I can tell you, we've been working on that for like the last maybe 4, 5 years or 6 years. It almost sounded impossible. 2018, I always tell this story. We went around Nigeria where we were talking to people and telling them that, look, there's a possibility of a third candidate. There can be a third candidate. People say, are you mad? There's nothing like that. It's only two parties. And you know, when we were doing red card to APC and PDP, people thought we were mad. We were literally mad going around the country. People will look at us, people mocked us, people shamed us. But guess what happened? By 2022, people themselves were saying that there needed to be an alternative, and they had the alternative. So that's why I say to a lot of people, you see what happened in the 2023 election. I never thought it could happen. Honestly, never ever thought that was something that was a possibility. And yet it happened. And so that's what happens when you don't give up, when you continue to put in the work, when you continue to put in the effort, when you continue to do that which you are supposed to do. So let's not forget that the demand side of governance is very, very important. And we all must participate in governance. If we do not participate in governance, what will happen is that those who have been voted into office, they will do what will come easy for them, and that's to give bad governance without doing anything. You can actually give bad governance. So if they don't have anybody making demands on them, they'll just do whatever they want to do and move on. And don't think that they're not listening. Sometimes they do that. They try to portray this persona of not listening. Whatever you say, or you're just making noise, whatever you say, it doesn't matter, and all of that. That's just to get you in a position where you're no longer making this demand. That must never be the case. It's not about whether they are listening or they are not listening. It's about you ensuring that you're pointing out these issues that are not correct. You're holding government accountable. You're holding those voted into office accountable. You are ensuring that they are doing the right thing, and you're not giving them room. You're not giving them an enabling environment for them to continue to abdicate their responsibilities. Otherwise, they will wake up and say you like the bad governance because you've been silent about it. So thank you so much for watching up to this extent. Please remember, every one of us, we all can occupy our office of the citizen, and we all can make demands. And demands doesn't mean that you all have to be on the street. Just a tweet somewhere, a message somewhere, a video somewhere, just you saying no, that's also a demand. And your voice can be heard also. Just ensure that you keep speaking and never give up. Thank you.